Hi guys and welcome to a new video. In this video I will show you what strategy and what tools we are using to generate more than 100k profit every single month consistently. We are doing fashion dropshipping. For the people who don't know what is dropshipping, basically we have an online store which is connected to a Chinese supplier or like any supplier out there, and he ships directly to customers. So dropshipping is just the fulfillment method. We don't hold any stock, everything is in China, or the supplier is everything. So we just pay the supplier for the cost of goods and we pay the marketing part. We don't have any stock, nothing. So basically this business model is for everyone with a low budget, run about 5k, and you can start immediately. You just need to follow what I'm gonna teach you now, and that's really it. To show you that I'm not a guru or someone who is lying, doing the numbers, basically this is one of our stores in the past, or like basically just 30 days ago. I will reload. This is the revenue we did. It was kind of new store. As you can see here, started 8th of April and then started scaling it and then scaled very aggressively. So we did 220k in just 30 days with a profit margin around 35%. This was very profitable. So around 80,000 in profit only with one store. And we have multiple ones. This is another one in Switzerland. In 2 months we did 130k franken. But in this store we couldn't scale aggressively because the payment provider did not allow us to scale aggressively. That's also a part of this journey, that we cannot scale aggressive sometimes on some markets and also on some payment providers. Back to the guide. So guys, we are doing fashion dropshipping. That means we are selling fashion and we have a store on Shopify. The first step is basically creating a branded looking fashion store, and we don't want to look like any other typical dropshipping site, because maybe you noticed in the past or you have seen in the past some dropshipping stores, if you click on an advertisement and you immediately can spot a dropshipping store by having like catching bundles and like just looking scammy. And what we want to do is we want to look like a prestige store, like a luxury store, or in general like a typical branded fashion store, so people don't think we are a dropshipping store. In that case, people will trust us more and also pay way more money on our store, not just $50. And that's also how you increase your AOV, by just giving the customer more trust. Also, like, I suggest people to choose either man or woman. Don't do both, because both can look very scammy in the end of the day. And also, if you focus on one gender, man or woman, you can basically create your store around that gender. So you can either make it more masculine or more feminine. So you can have like a feminine font if you do for women, and also use way more woman pictures and instead man pictures, and the other way around too. So it looks way more branded. What kind of themes do I recommend for the people? So we use ourselves Prestige. Prestige is a really good one, very luxury. But I also see a lot of people using Impulse and Dawn. Dawn is a free theme which you can code on, so you can select by yourself. Prestige and Impulse, you need to pay for it, but yeah, I highly recommend it because they're really good. Or you can also use like the free theme and start coding on it, or like get a coder and he will do the sections and things you want to have in the store, which you will need to increase the AOV, the CVR and stuff like that, because you might need some reviews, about us sections, FAQ sections, and some themes it's not there, so you need to code it. Also structure the store with multiple categories to guide your customers. So we don't want to only have like 2-3 categories in the store. Like if you go to Zara or like to a Google dropshipping store, they have so many different categories. So make sure that you don't just have 5 or 10 products in your store. Make sure that you have a few products in the store so people can buy even more products, not just one product. On the homepage, make sure that you highlight your best collections on the homepage. So let's say you are selling like dresses, sandals and stuff like that. Make sure that you also put them on your homepage. Don't have like just a normal simple homepage with 1-2 products or collections. Make it long, and also put some decoration like a blog or like even a big picture which redirects people to the collection. Like have a nice looking homepage, not a boring one. People like to have a really easy homepage and also a nice navigation, so everything is smooth. Because if that's not in place, people will leave your homepage or your entire website really quickly. Also, I recommend apps like UpGuard. Parcel panel, Swatch King, Proofway, Klaviyo, and BF size charts. UpCard is like an upgraded card, really nice. I recommend it. I always have it online. Parcel panel is for the people to track their order, also for your backend, really important. Highly recommended. Swatch King is for the variants on your product page, so people can see already the color of the product if they want to switch the variant. Very important. We have it as well. Also, Proofway is important in a PayPal market, so because then the shop or the app is connected with your PayPal account and the tracking numbers are automatically synchronized to PayPal, which will basically make sure that PayPal has all the tracking available, because if that's not the case, what can happen is that PayPal will block you, or they will not, or yeah, because you're not uploading the tracking numbers, and then they will block your money and stuff like that. So always make sure that it is connected if you're in a market where PayPal is active. Klaviyo for your email marketing, also very important. Set up in the beginning your email flows, very important to generate like 5 to 10% more revenue if you do it by yourself, or even less, but it's free money basically. Also BF size charts for your product page to add the size chart of every product. Next, we go to the market research. So it is crucial as a beginner to select a very easy market, or like a beginner friendly market. Beginner-friendly markets are markets where people use a lot of credit card and less PayPal, because PayPal can be an issue for people if you have no experience, because customers can open really easy a PayPal case. And if you have a, let's say, a shit backend with really bad customer experience and you don't know how to handle it properly, then yeah, you will face a lot of chargebacks, a lot of PayPal cases. So make sure you start first with the CC market, credit card market. For example, there are many markets: UK, Canada, Australia, and even more. Like I have a list also in Discord. You can check it out, but you can also ask ChatGPT basically. But there are many markets out there. So avoid basically PayPal markets. Don't even use Klarna at all, because it's very hard to win a Klarna case, maybe like 40%, and you will just lose money on that. And also it's a big headache. And also avoid markets with a heavy competition, for example the USA or the UK, because they tend to have higher CPMs, and in that case it is very competitive. Your CPCs are very high, so to test products you need a lot of budget. So for the beginner it is kind of tough, because maybe you will lose the motivation after spending 2k, 3k, 4k on product testing. So make sure you go into a low CPM market where there is no big competition. And especially what I realized is that if you go to an English market, they are mostly with a higher competition, because it's very easy to translate English, because everybody or almost everyone knows how to speak English. So make sure that you go into a market where maybe it's a native, like let's say Czech Republic, Romania, Greece, or Spain, Italy, France. So there are many markets, Portugal even. And this is combined with more effort. And if there's more effort, people are lazy nowadays, so they don't want to translate the shop into France or like whatever language. So if you put in the work and the effort, you can have an advantage to the people who are just lazy and go to the UK or Canada and stuff like that, where there's a lot more competition. And the CPMs, you will notice that CPMs in those native languages like the smaller countries is way less, because people are lazy to translate things. What you also can do is find some competitors in the market before entering the market, to make sure that what payment provider you will need there. If you need CC only, if you need PayPal too, you can go to the ad library, and there you can type some keywords to find some products. And if you see like a competitor having a lot of active ads since 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, then you know, okay, this guy is pushing, this guy is consistently testing. Also check if he has a lot of inactive ads, so he's a bit longer in the market already, and so you see like what payment provider he has active in the checkout. And if he's only using CC, like credit card, then it's a good sign to enter this market as well. About the product research, like we are researching only trending fashion items basically, and also we focus on seasonal demand. So let's say we are right now selling in Germany and it's spring right now. We are not gonna sell like a jacket. Like we always want to sell something which is trending now, or maybe trending in the next 1-2 months, but don't sell things which are not in demand right now, because you will face high CPCs and also low click-through rates. We want only sell things which are in a trend, because then you will notice, like you can try it out by yourself. If you start testing different categories or different products, you will notice that the CPC is way lower on products which are on demand right now, and that's exactly what we want to have. Also, you can validate bestsellers from stores with PPSpy, very easy. PPSpy, we also use it. Let me check. This is basically PPSpy. I can show it to you if we go like to our store. Let's go to the ad library and let's try to find a dropshipping store like berlin.de/products. Now we should find a dropshipping store really quick. There it is. Here you have the PPSpy one. So what we do is you click on products, and now you see basically the bestsellers of the store. Very nice application. We use it on a daily basis to make sure that we always know what is the bestsellers of the store. You also see like when the product was uploaded to the store, when it was created. That's exactly some validations we need to have if we look for products. Also, what we use for the product research are tools like if you notice here that it shows the spend already, because this is like a basic extension. This is the extension for the ad library. It will show you immediately the spend of the ads. Highly recommended. Besides the ad library cloud, we also use Winning Hunter a lot. With Winning Hunter, for example, this is Winning Hunter. As you can see that it shows like all the active ads on Facebook, and what you can do is basically you can filter by the ad spend, sort by newest, oldest, winning, trending, etc. And also you can immediately set here like how much reach it has. So basically what you can do is set a reach kind of high, like let's say 100k or above, and say that you only want to see ads active more than 7 days or 14 days, and then it will show you only ads active older than 1 week or 2 weeks. That's basically really fast to validate also some winning products, so it will save you a lot of time as well, instead of just looking in the ad library. So this is also highly recommended, this tool. We research products not only from Meta, we also use TikTok, Temu and AliExpress basically. So we don't look always in the same market or in the same platform where everybody is looking. And also what you can do is don't look only in your market, what is selling good in your market, also try to look in other markets and validate from there the best sellers and import them in your market. And if you want to copy a product of the competition, you basically can use Pokey. Pokey is a must-have, we also have it. It's basically product importing within just a few seconds, and also you can translate the product into your native language if the store is outside your country, so really nice. So now we have a store ready in our market. We made the product research, so the next step is basically testing the product. So we test, or we mainly use Meta ads. We don't use any platform right now, only Meta. And we have a simple proven structure. So the structure is basically setting up a CBO, put it on broad, on a €50 budget, and test it. If you see that you have bad metrics from the start, like the CTR is below 1%, you can kill it immediately. If you see that the product is performing good, you have some sales, positive ROAS after a couple of days, then you can start scaling it. And we do it on a daily basis. So we want to test daily products. And also what you can do is, if the product is going good, you can scale it on a daily basis. So this is exactly what we want to have, and this is also how you bring consistency in your business, by just testing every day some new products and also starting to scale some. For the creative part, we use videos and static ones. Like we see also that it is also working really good only with static images. You don't need videos, but if you have some videos, you can also test videos. And for the pixel on your web page or on Shopify to connect with your ad account or with Meta, use TrackB, Omega, and there's a lot of tools you can use. It doesn't depend which tool you use. They're almost kind of the same, but make sure you have it connected. So once we start testing, we also want to scale something. So not only test, because in the testing phase it is it is possible to make some profit, but mostly we don't do profit in the testing phase. So we need to find a product which we can scale. And once we start scaling, we will see some profit. But in the testing phase, you can expect that we are not making any profit, but this is part of the business. Once we start scaling a product, you can scale it to high budget, let's say 400, 1,000 per day. And once you hit that budget on a daily basis on a product, then you will start making a lot of money. And yeah, we can start increasing the budget of the campaign. We can also pump scale, we can also serve scale. There are many ways how to scale a product. Once you find a winning product, then you can also expand this product into a collection and start with a collection ad. This is also possible, so you showcase not only one product, you showcase multiple products. This usually tends to give you a higher AOV, but for this you need some data before doing that. And also what we aim every month is at least 20 to 25% profit margins to be able to cover the refunds and chargebacks, because of course this is fashion dropshipping. This is a high risk business because people cannot like the product, the size can be bad. There are many things. People want to refund, want to make a chargeback. So make sure that you make enough profit to be able to cover this, because refund rate is around maximum 5% if you do it really good, sometimes even 2%. But if you fuck it up, it can be up to 10%. So make sure that your backend is in place. Talking about the backend, make sure that you have an SOP for the customer service and also a tracking system. So you can track basically everything what your backend is doing on a daily basis. In the beginning, make the customer support by yourself, like writing emails, refunding and stuff like that. But once you hit like 20, 30 emails a day, make sure that you find a good customer support doing your emails every day, and then just track what they're doing on a daily basis. Also use some tools to monitor the orders, because some orders get lost or are delayed, shipped. So make sure that you follow up on these orders. Also make sure that you follow the refunds and also the disputes. You don't want to have a dispute rate more than 1.5%. Make sure that you are below that, because if you are higher than 1.5, it can be that your payment provider will basically block your payment or will terminate your account, and then you need to find a new payment process. For improving that, you can use Parcel Panel and also Disputifier, because with the Disputifier it will automatically give you like a signal before the customer can even open a chargeback, and it will automatically refund the guy or refund the customer, so the dispute will not be in place. Keep also a healthy cash flow, because if your cash flow is not good, what can happen is that maybe you scale too aggressively and then you have no cash for the next couple of days, and then you cannot pay the cost of goods, you cannot pay the advertisement, and then your store will crash to zero. And that's exactly not what we want to, because if you get in a delay with the cost of goods, then the customers will be very angry and they're all going to open some disputes. They want the money back and stuff like that, and then basically the dispute rate will increase, and then you will get a problem with the payment provider. So always make sure that you have a healthy cash flow. You can create a balance sheet, and then you will exactly know where's your cash, when you will get a payout and stuff like that. So make sure that you have a healthy cash flow. Also make sure that you maintain a strong relationship with your supplier. There are many suppliers out there, but the communication with you and the supplier is the most important one. Also, you can put the customer support in a supplier chat. Then they are in direct communication, so you don't need to take care anymore of the orders. Just have a view over it and track it. And also, as soon as you start scaling, build a team for customer service, dispute management, logistics, supply chain management and stuff like that. And also check every guy you hire. They all need to be A players, because otherwise it can fuck up your team and also your business. And what we are doing is we are scaling to multiple stores, to multiple countries, because we see in some markets there's a momentum, and we try to ride the wave in every country to get the momentum and then make the most money possible. So make sure that after you scale your shop to the first 5K a day and you make consistent good cash flow and consistent good revenue and also profit with this store, you can copy paste it into a new market. Just copy the concept of your market into a new market, use the same product type if it's almost the same pattern, like the seasonal demand and stuff like that. Because with this method you can also spread your risk across multiple stores, because the payment provider will not like a high scaling business. So if you scale very slowly on every new market, on every new store, then the chance that the payment provider will block you is way less. So imagine not pushing one store to 10K, 20K a day really quickly. Just make multiple ones and then slowly push them to high numbers. Then you can manage everything very structured in a lot of sheets and have a clear system and also healthy profits. So guys, that's it about the video. It's really not complicated about how this business works. So basically it's about building a nice looking store so people trust you, have a good product research, which I think is the most important step, or it's the most important task in your business. Then also know how to test products and how to scale products and when to kill products, of course. Then having a good backend, and of course once you start making your first profits, reinvest it in your business and also scale horizontally with multiple stores. So that's it about the strategy, how we do consistently 7 figures a month. So guys, take care. You can try it out by yourself. Just follow what I told you. Let me know how it worked for you. And that's it. Ciao, ciao.